Alright, so here I'm going to do a quick demo here. Here's the vise that holds everything, and to make these little mittens. Basically got a little vise that opens and closes like this, and it has these little tools. One of them, like this for example, doing the mittens, and this has side A, and it goes on this side A and just slides in like that, and this one here slides in like that, and then you'll open and close it. We'll do them in one step at a time to show you how it works. First, take the vise and hook it down to the table. It has a suction cup, so we just suck it down to the table. Then, a lot of the times I think it's easier to do it on the side. So the vise, by loosening this rotating thing, you can loosen it, turn it over on its side, and you can do it. So the first step in doing this would be to put the heart on. So here you have the heart tool, and it says heart on it, heart A and heart B. The B side goes on the back side, and the A side goes right here. And then we'll start. So then what you do is, I'll try and do this with one hand, Mom, which is the whole way I've tried to design this. So you take one heart and one thing, and you kind of have to lay them out because they are a pair. One's a right hand side and one's a left hand side. So here's one, and the heart goes like heart goes down like that, just like you'll see in the picture. And here's the other pair, and that goes there, and the heart goes down there. Now those are both going the same way, so we need to flip one of them. So there's, flipped it, and here's the felt on that side, and here's the heart. And so what we're going to do is we do the felt and the collar on one first. So here's this heart, and we position the heart where it needs to be for in the picture, and we take just the top layer only, and then we move it over here, and it's going to go right inside here, so it slides right underneath there until it's got it positioned right over. Let's take it out a little bit more so it can slide in easy, and position so that the holes are right over the center of the holes is right over the center of the thing, and then you squish it down. If it's not just right, open it back up and move it. And then go back again. And then zoom in so you can kind of see what we've done. Move this around this way. You can see how the holes are totally lined up here. So what we want to do is make the stitch like it shows in the picture. So we get the threaded needle, so you might have to have somebody else tie a knot in the end. I tried to figure out a one-handed knot tying machine. It didn't work. And then you're going to come up from behind, and you basically come up where you want it to go, come down, and you go like that. You can pull it tight, then you move over to the next one, and you can take kind of a hit and miss to kind of get a feel for it, but you're a seamstress, you'll figure it out. And then you go like that, and see how you'll be able to do that all the way around. Now if the heart, if you needed to move that midway through after you've got something because the holes don't line up because there's a little bit of variation, you can kind of angle it out if you want. And you can see how we can get that and see that how we one by one stitch up that. Now in this case the heart doesn't quite line up, so we can loosen this up a little bit once it's set there. Move that a little bit so that it lines up better. Tighten it down. Sorry, cheated. And then put that one through, and you can see that each one of these holes lines up for a stitch. So, alright, I'm going to move on to the next step, even though I'm not quite done. Pull that off. Pull that off. See how that's worked? See how we've got that stitched out? Working pretty good. So the next step after that would be the cuff. So we put the heart one back in there. And the cuff B goes on the bottom, cuff A on the top. And for this, and you'll have to figure out what you're going to do for knots. So for cuff, put the cuff right here. Looks like I need to trim the felt a little bit. They don't match up. I'll have to figure that out. Line the cuff right up there till you can. You're going to put one line right across there with the cuff, and so tighten it down. And once again, put a knot in there, and come in and down and in and down. Now just to speed things along, I'm going to jump way ahead and down and in and down. You can see how that works. Now to put a knot at the end, you could probably just kind of do something like this where you come back a little bit. There's not going to be a lot of pressure to do it. And then snip it. Well, there's the cuff. Now, and this one kind of stuck to it a little bit. The static electricity. You get that there. Now, next step is to put on the button. So the button is this one here. You can kind of see this one has a hole in the top and bottom. So once again, the A goes on that side and the B on this side. And second, I gotta get my button. Alright, so here's my button. And here's my thing. And so this is the last step I do before I join the two together. Put the button right in the middle of the heart. Now, you want to be able to center the button. So, get the button where you want it. Doesn't matter how you put this cuff. Kind of start tightening it down. You can see that the button kind of fits inside there. So once you get it, you can move that around and tighten it right down. And never tighten it any more tighter than you really need to. Just kind of snug. You see how that holds that there. And then once again, my thread's getting too short, but you're going to get the feel of it. You have to get Papa's on to do it. And so now you can see I come in from underneath. I kind of have to feel for where the hole is there that lines that up. Come in and go across. You're doing the crisscross pattern. And Oops. Figure your way to get the hole. And down. Oops, I'm about ready to lose my thread. Okay. Now, you can do a double stitch on that, and that may make it easier so it doesn't come undone. Or maybe that looks too heavy. You can decide. Through and down, and I'm not sure how you'll decide to keep it from. One idea would be to just get a little bit of glue if you wanted some fabric glue, but if it's snug, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So now you can see we've got that much done. Now we're going to mate it up with its mate. And we're going to change to the last one, which is the mitten ones. And you can see these look like mittens. I think even so. There's mitten A and mitten B. Mitten B goes on the bottom. Mitten A on the top. Line that up like that. Now I haven't quite figured out how you're going to hook the little cord on there. I think you can do it. So the mitten just kind of lines up like that. Tighten that down, and then just like before, and this might seem a little flimsy, so it may be kind of awkward, and if that's the case, you may decide that you want to do this, Mom. You may decide you want to move this mitten and do that edge, holding that tight like that, and do the sewing up and down around this side, and then when you get close, loosen it back up and do it closer on that side because it's not as floppy right there. But there you have it. I think it will work, Mom, and I think you can do it. I'm excited for you to try. I love you. Love, Ralphie. One thing I wanted to point out, Mom, is that you'll have right hand and left hand mittens. And so if this mitten is a right-handed one, you'd put these in here. If you need the other way, you can switch the A and the B things and do a mitten on this side. Say, for example, if your heart was on this side and it was a right hand or a left-handed mitten, then you could put it in this way. So you can flip it back and forth by changing that.